I'm Gabby.
I'm Aiden.
This was fall into Pure Bal week 1, and today we started out talking about how we can make our connection comfier and cozier. We talked about coming to a dance with a nice deep breath, releasing our tension, hanging our shoulder blades on our spine, and really just only using the energy it takes for our spine to hold our shoulders in place, so that they're not really forward. And then we talked about aligning our jawbones over the balls of our feet to put our weight all on the plane of the balls of our feet, so we're nice and mobile. And really using that to melt into the connection with our partners. We're relaxing everything out, making sure we're not holding tension in weird places like our arms and our butt. We have this nice healthy connection. And then we talked a little bit from there about ways we can play with the shapes that our footfalls make on the floor. So we talked about, are our steps really trotty? Are they little dots on the floor? Are they more dotted lines? Are they long, drawn out sweeps like a paintbrush would make? So those textures can also be used to help us, we can make a texture or we can also make a shape. So we played with some different shapes. We'll just show you the different shapes.
One thing we talked about was making the whole basic travel in a more of a rounded way, kind of like an oval is the way I thought of it. So you swing a little bit wider on the 1, 2, and 5, 6 perhaps, and trying to round off those ends.
And we also talked about having some linear basics in either direction.
So I think we tried just more or less straight back and forth, and then we also tried to turn a little bit sideways.
So we did both of those. And then from there we talked about how maybe that lateral rotation, or that lateral movement might inspire some releases in our foot. So seeing the difference between steps, step, step, counter, step, 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 or step, step, counter, step, 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 counter, step, versus letting that foot release the weight every time our weight changes sides, releasing that other foot off the floor, and all the different places we can put that. We talked about putting it in both any even count and playing with that and finding new ways to release in our basics. So this is not releasing, and then adding those releases. And you can find where it makes sense for you to put those releases into your dancing, and if they feel more comfortable based off of how or where you're moving, to add those releases. And they can also be a musical choice. And then from there, we use those releases to talk about some repeaters, some scooches, and how the releases help us have really clear weight when we're keeping that weight really stacked on one side.
So one way of thinking of it might be if we're doing the even or the 4s and 8s like I suggested, I might just repeat that movement.
You can do it forward and back and side to side as well. And if you turn it, you get paddles. And that's all we did today.
That's what we
Thanks.